if I'm honest, I don't really have a name. The elves call me Ness or Nay, or Sapling in your woods. Ness is fine, because it's a lot of words otherwise. We didn't really need names in the tribe, other than Marlo for friend, or Amal for mother. The last thing I remember of my mother was her pressing this into my hand and pushing me into the river. I didn't really realise it at the time, but she was saving 2 lives. The river carried me away and kept me safe, me and the thing in my hand. All I knew was the river, the moonlight, and the screams. And when I got home again, all I saw was black ash and rot. I knew why she did it. I wasn't supposed to have this. Anna was meant to be the next Amal. Maybe she'd have known what to do with the seed of a tree that's older than my mother's mother's mother. And the thing I carry, I know it's a person, though I don't know her name, and I've never seen her face. I know she relies on me. I think I'm the only one left. So we have each other, and since I met Xavier in the Penth, in the place where the elves sing stones into buildings in the sky, I have the Nosse Ambar too. So now I'm a leaf that's blown on the wind. I go where she calls, and wherever I settle, or fall, maybe something will grow.
Oh, you're still alive? Good for you. From birth, I was sculpted into the perfect vessel for the reincarnation of the Raven Queen. This was the destiny that my parents had chosen for me. However, as a big supporter of free will, I ran. I ran and ran for a long, long time. Her creatures pursued me at every stop. Every moment I took to breathe, they took to sink their claws deeper in my back. When I decided to stop running, when I killed the shadows that followed me, I received these tattoos as a brand. They are my story, my life, and her special little way of saying see you soon. It's not all bad though. I get to hear music again. I've sailed on the ocean. I met some good people, a new family, new friends. I have new purpose, people that I need to protect. I feel alive again. I've been called monster. I've been called demon. More recently, Memento Mori. I have no qualms with monster. And if you think me a demon, trust me when I say that, to save the people I love, I would go to the depths of hell. My name is Nepenthe Erdu. Destiny is what we make of it.
Dear Miss Ronax Melodies, please provide the following information via the sending stone that we have provided. When doing so, please be sure to note out all the contents of this letter so that the record can be played back with the utmost accuracy. Thank you. Sincerely, St. Claudius Graduate Association. Full name: Ronax Linverno Melodies. Age: I am 23 years old and was adopted by Olam and Lena Melodies. Garb that you will be attending your graduation in: elegant leathers and a full corset atop a simple white blouse, presenting some of the fine craftsmanship of Thessalia, along with custom-made shoes and a coat that has been passed down in my family for the last 6 generations. Height and weight, so that you may be fitted for cap and gown. Oh, goodness. 6'4" and 220 pounds. A brief description of the invention you shall be presenting at the time of your graduation. A handheld Magitech-like cannon device that will send projectiles of varying potency.
Alright, stream is on.
Hey, stream.
Hi, stream.
Hello.
Ratty, you have to start
Hello.
talking, otherwise we will fill this space with utter nonsense.
Yes. You
I
will.
got 4 voices I
believe
can
you
give
will.
you right now.
Oh god.
Go. I mean,
No! Don't make me!
can't leave that out there and not do it. That was the promise.
Don't make me! I'm sorry.
Ratty, this will escalate.
Yeah, I believe it will. It's okay. I have the energy for it today. Escalate all you like. Okie doke. Few members short, but regardless, welcome back to Chronicles of Lorei'an, where big metallic constructs ask you riddles, fears are confessed before giant mirrors, and huge
Not
piles
always.
of gold are put before you, having no idea what to do with it. Last time, the party of Naseambar, within the deep deserts of Ruben Ridge, had ventured to the excavation location of S2, known as Uren, which has been uncovered to be the grand vault or treasury of King Sif of the Sifanian kingdom of old. Upon arrival, being tested on multiple tasks, these trials by the Archon of Falling Stars, this celestial plate of armor construct that was left here long ago by its creators, you overcame obstacles placed before you in your way, and proceeded onwards deeper into the ruins of Uren. The final set of trials had the players come in and confess their deepest fears before this sort of amorphous void mirror of sorts, in an attempt to display truest honest truth, before the courageous truth to peer into the unknown and to be threatened by the void in order to pursue further knowledge beyond form and physicality. At the end of the
Took
session,
me in his screen and just lost it.
the end of the session, the Archon of Falling Stars had recounted an ideal of a king of old, the ideal of King Sif, to transcend form and physicality, to transcend the arcane, and even transcend further beyond that, into the realm of consciousness and possibility, leaving behind physical form, achieving what is called the magnum opus through processes of alchemy. And it was revealed that not only is Ronax, our traveling dragonborn companion, a very important piece to the Sifanian puzzle as a whole, but seemingly is a lost member of their civilization. How she ended up here is unknown to you. However, we pick back up today. Oh, and also the stuff with Chester happened. To where it was revealed that the soul of Chester Rowanberry is trapped inside the foretelling journal, because it seemed that in his attempt to hide away his treasure within the vault of Uren, had taken as souvenir a single copper piece, and in doing so, his punishment has somehow fused his soul with the book itself, the book that led him here. The current person who carries the book, our Amabilis Whitepaw, has learned that her family belongs to a lineage of retainers that passed on the legacy of Chester Rowanberry. And to return his soul to the material plane and to break that curse somehow, they would need to return that copper piece stolen back to the vault, setting up for adventures back to Serasiel in the near future. And with that, we pick back up today. Mountains of gold coins lay before you. As you stare upon this glimmer of gold and jewelry and treasure, the Archon here at your disposal, ready to answer any questions you may have. What do you do, Naseambar?
I have a question for him.
Of course.
So, this copper piece that Rowanbury took, do we have to return the same exact one, or just replace what was taken?
You're asking this in character, correct?
Yes.
Does the Archon give a shit about Rowan Chesterberry?
Not really, but you see within his demeanor, he's as truthful.
Rowan very goddamn, I'm doing it too.
Yeah, as he can be. It just turns towards you and says in that same deep, echoey voice that resonates out from the armor. Only the exact piece stolen can be repaid. For what is taken may not be replaced with mere duplication.
Alright, in theory, transcend all of reality. Theory. These people turned into either dragons, fluffy Eldritors, or sidekicks.
No. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna very carefully keep removing the gold from around the chest that Chester Rowanbury left, so that way we don't accidentally get cursed.
Okay, yeah.
I steal everything and run for the door. I'm kidding.
You die. No, I'm kidding.
Instant kill.
Ness is absent-mindedly trying to make a castle from the gold.
Stacking them just.
I think Xavier's still stuck on the idea that a whole civilization of people and like their richest assets came together and fought for the common good. And it's just wild to him.
You'll be surprised what darkest times in history would be able to do.
But what it would get Jeff Bezos to do, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, go to space. So
Jeff Bezos is not appearing in this campaign,
Yeah.
as far as we know.
As far as you know.
He's the next guest NPC.
Oh my god. Well, the two people who this room really pertains to are not here. So
yeah.
Let's leave.
I feel a mild sense of deja vu. But regardless, you see the Archon leads you back out of the vault and says, "Our inheritance will always be available to the bloodline that seeks it. You are welcome to peruse our halls."
What best case scenario that Sifadians, you called them, what was that best case scenario with all this gold? What do they want that ancestry to do with it? Should they come across it as we have?
I know not. The last goals of my masters, before they were taken by time. I only know that to whoever this was left behind, they were meant to rebuild.
Okay. Couple more questions off of that. You are pre-Realm Shatter, if you know what that is. Correct?
What can this repository of knowledge do for you?
That's a yes, right?
Simply put, yes.
Lovely. And there is a whole wealth of knowledge of the world before this?
If you seek information before the collapse, your best bet would be to look in Iolos. It is our largest repository, though I am here to serve. and serve in whichever
Lovely.
way
That
I
brings
can. I will.
various questions. We have a list of names of places similar to this. What do all of these mean exactly?
Sure.
What are they? There, you said. Yeah, I'll just write them out name by name. And
Yeah.
you mentioned Iolis. So that is based in probably a library, I assume, a wealth of knowledge of some sorts. We also have Arixshalflet.
Yeah.
Your names. Euxelion?
Uxelia.
Bahamiti?
Bro.
Urin? Iridum and Melor? Is that correct?
I will pardon the butchering of our beautiful language now. he just so I don't have to keep up this voice for a long extended period of time. He is able to give you an accurate description of what each of these locations are. The Eric's shaft, as you have come to know it, was the bunker, sort of like where the people evacuated to when Realm Shatter happened and the collapse, and so they were supposed to wait there for rescue to come. Obviously, it did not come, and that was where they met their end. Bahamuti is the armory. It's the display of weaponry, and where most of the colossi were kept, and maintained. Uren, where you are, is the vault, the treasury. Eridum. Now, Eridum is a bit of an enigma because we'll get back to Eridum. Uxelian is the largest. Oh, Amir's awake. Cool. Eridum is.
I was calling. That's why I was asking these questions.
Yeah. Uxelian is the main habitation area, which means that a majority of the people who lived within the Siphanian kingdom lived within Uxelian. 1 second. Alrighty, Amir's awake. Awesome. Yeah. Uxelian residential area, basically. Iolos is the research facility / library repository. Basically where information is kept. And Melor was a temple.
Ooh. And this temple, according to your knowledge, is it placed next to a pit of death?
Not in our time.
Great, that's a new one. Lovely.
The Temple of Melor was placed in the honor of the Wild Mother, as one of her great spires existed long before our civilization came to be. The seed sprouted from her divine glory. A tree that reached up to the heavens, connected us to her. The Great Tree, we called it.
Cool. I'll lean over to Ness. Hey, I know you're not like big on information gathering or anything. More follow the wind type. Is there anything specific you'd like to know? Which winds to follow, perhaps?
Well, we know where the tree was, and we know where the temple was. Definitely has to go to both of them. I'll look up at the Archon. Was there a lot of people here that followed the Wild Mother?
A good portion, yes.
What was they like? Because I feel like because things might have changed, and I'm never quite sure if I'm doing it right.
The practice following the Wild Mother involved an integrated balance of nature within civilization, maintaining life even amongst construction and society. Flowers grown, fields dedicated in her name, dedication of worship to protection of life and nature.
Yeah. That all makes sense. Well, before I left home, I thought that everyone was like that, to be honest.
Then you are doing it right. As per your words, Furbolg.
That's true.
Lean over to Ness. What was he called me again?
We'll get back to that.
Over to the bench.
I mean, people, right now we've just sort of opened up the grounds for you to ask the Archon of Falling Stars any questions you may have about the Kingdom of Sif. He also says that as you feel like a wave of blue resonate out from his armor, and he says, I feel that the geography of our great land is not as it used to be. The whole kingdom of Sif used to be interconnected. A large city held aloft in the sky. Not in chunks and pieces, as you may have come to discover as of late. If you're lucky, you may find yet still pathways that connect the city, whether buried underground or otherwise.
It feels unlikely that there are full tunnels left undamaged from falling out of the sky. But I've never fallen out of the sky as a city before, so I could be wrong.
Technically, you have.
Well, there was
Not
that time,
as a city.
Right.
there was that time with the giant lightning sky dragon.
I have fallen out of the
We're all
sky.
here, yeah.
Yes, that is fair.
Okay. Hi, Laura. Hi, Emmy.
Oh,
Hey, Archon, out of curiosity, do you have a name? You introduce yourself as the Archon of Fallen Stars and all that, but that feels more like a title.
I was not given one by my former creators. Only orders.
Can we
I'm just
give
shaking
you
my
a
head.
name?
He-
Because I feel personally like you have just boundless persona, you know? And I feel like it's just deserving.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up Xavier by the back of his cloak.
Yeah.
And just kind of like give a little bow to the Archon, and then I'm just gonna walk away. We're gonna.
I was
gonna go.
being polite. Some people want a
Easy.
name. They aren't given one.
He's
No.
had a long trip through the desert, and I think the heat's getting to him.
We've named literally every horse we've gotten.
I am
We
not
could just call them horse.
deserving of a name. I am a construct made for a
Aw.
purpose. And I
See,
shall
now
continue
that's
to
just
serve out
sad.
my purpose until the end of my days. He looks towards Ronax, actually, and he says, the inheritance of our people wishes otherwise.
Just add into Ronax's army.
She stands up from kind of inspecting something and looks to him. Well, personally, I believe that you are deserving. Whether or not that is our choice to give you is a whole nother story entirely.
That is very kind of you.
I thought Archie. I say from the back as Nefed hushes me.
Do not call him.
Whichever name
Ow.
is more convenient. My main function is purpose to serve. And if these names will give me better forms of service, then so be it.
I mean, come on, Archie of the Fallen Stars? That works.
No.
Is there anything else you wish to inquire of me?
What's Ronex doing, out of interest?
Currently she is thinking. She kind of has her head in her hand. She's pacing back and forth. Like that.
I will lean over to say, strictly speaking, horses doesn't understand names. I tried to explain it to them, but they still calls each other horse.
If we give the ones who don't want names, I feel like Archie's included in the list. He's already Archie to me. I'm just saying.
You are lucky that
Whether we want it or not.
Don't tempt him.
I think he wants one. I look at him. And I just point up to this unmoving construct face.
On top of
Just
a
staring
metal
down
ball.
ominously to this conversation. Yeah.
Uh,
Look at that face. Does that face not scream, I'm sad and I want a name?
walking
No, you go, Ronex.
walking up to the Archon. Ronax kind of observes it a bit more. Sort of staring at the billowing bluish energy coming from it.
It's very alike Vorax, actually. With Vorax, there are these orange flames that form his inner structure. For him, it's this huge metallic plate of armor with blue flames where the slit in the helmet is.
I don't have enough time to look this up. But she questions in Draconic if he would like the name Starfire.
You see, there's a moment his body lifts up as he gets off of the metallic bull to stand to you face to face. He's actually quite a bit taller than you, perhaps 2 or 3 heads taller. But you see he actually gets off the bull and kneels down so that he meets you face to face and says, "If that is what you wish."
Do you have a wish?
I do not understand.
Is there not anything that you have desired in these last however long that you have been here?
You hear the creaking of his metallic plate armor, though shimmering silver platinum. It does show its ages somewhat. In places you see wear and rust begin to form. You see he looks down for a moment before looking back up again. I often dream. My soul was something, someone
great. Before I became what I am.
There, with this explanation, Ronax looks back and she just sort of observes each one of the party members for a moment before looking back at the Archon. Just sort of taking in his words.
Xavier is like being yelled at again as he's like, he has a soul, that deserves a name.
If he wanted a name, he would have given himself one.
Maybe he doesn't know yet. Maybe he wants to, but he can't tell.
He's been stuck here alone for hundreds of years. I think he'd know.
He could be crazy. We don't know.
Starfire
crazy.
in Draconic just for fun is Ixen. Ixen.
So Starfire, Archie, Ixen. Bob. Kinda catchy.
Bob. I can't be off guard.
Starfire, Bob, Archie. That's my vote.
You don't get a vote.
All in favor? No? Okay, I
Overruled.
apologize.
You were once a person.
Not a person, no. Are you familiar with soul infusion?
I've picked up very small tidbits of it, but it's forbidden.
In the pursuit of knowledge, forbiddance to things that are not dark in design, are often overlooked. For strides of great knowledge do not exist without curiosity. The creation of one such as myself requires the summoning of a soul into an inanimate object. I am not fueled by an arcane crystal like your companion, or my mount. You see he twists his hand and the chest of his metallic bow also opens up. And you see inside it this orange crystal that like emanates a soft heartbeat before he twists and it closes back up again. I am
I lean into Akil and say, oh, so that's Bob.
by a soul.
The bull of heaven, Bob.
Naturally. If I do a divine sense, do I get any celestial? from
Yes,
that?
definitely.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, good stuff.
You chose one.
It is my
Serve in whichever way I can.
It is my firm belief that if you house a soul, if you have the ability to think and function and feel on your own, which I believe you do, then does that not mean that your only purpose is to yourself?
I would not know where to begin.
I started with Slumber Log.
He looks very sincerely, like as sincerely as you can make of fire emitting from a helmet towards you, Ronax, and also turns towards Xavier with like, if you could
see an inanimate piece of armor narrow his eyes. This would be it. Like the flames almost like narrow down. He says,
Xavier's being silly, but he also believes in the point he's saying.
"So it is your wish then that I am to find purpose outside of this."
I mean, it's an option.
My wish is very convoluted and complicated. But I believe that you should be able to seek out what you may desire. And not only be beholden to the task that you have originally been given. Though I believe that has very important merit. Perhaps you might be able to start by observing. Humanity and its various different types. They are not always good, but they are always deserving of a chance. That is all that I want to imbue upon you for letting you off.
Your orders are received. But if I am to leave, young one, who guards over all this? What becomes of it? Should raiders and marauders begin to make their way in search for wealth and treasure?
I mean, Bob seems pretty good at his job.
You see that big like bull stumps his hooves on the cobblestone, no, on the sandstone floor as it.
Perhaps you might be able to think of some sort of arcane way, or even divine, I suppose, way of traveling between here and elsewhere. I do believe that your previous purpose does, in fact, have its merit, so at least for the time being, until I, or perhaps even further down the line, those of my kind can preserve and protect this place on our own merit.
I
Until then.
understand. This will be useful to you as well. I shall get to work as soon as possible.
We also have like a whole army of other robots that seem much less sapient than he. So we can always have them do that.
Would you like me to begin the process of regathering whatever remnants of civilization we may have?
You can do that?
The constructs listen to me. It would be a short trip to Bahamuti or to Aeolus.
Do we want the giant construct of ancient times with unlimited power to freely roam the deserts with another army of robots?
If what you are insinuating is an evil desire, I am incapable of such decisions.
Okay, I feel like A, that's something that someone with an evil desire would say. And B, I feel like, no, I mean more that you're a lost technology that can greatly be learned upon by studying And anyone who sees you will want to blow you up and take your corpse and research it and take it apart
They
What?
will not get the chance.
for various reasons.
I b-
Well, then people are dying, which is also usually
Sorry, Amir, you were trying to say?
What I mean, or what Xavier means, rather, is that the world is not quite ready to place its sight upon your visage just yet. I do not know how we would go about cloaking you in some way, but if you can induce invisibility upon yourself, or otherwise hide what you are, just for a short while.
Will this do?
As he waves his hands and casts some form of disguise self on himself, so that the flames turn and morph into like a person's face, human. Plates of armor, and he becomes smaller in size. You see like the face of a blonde, aged gentleman.
I just like look back at them with like a flabbergasted look at my face of like, what?
that looks like it. Tell me that doesn't look like an Archie.
If that is your command, the metallic voice goes away. Thank God. If that is your command, then I shall take that name and wander in search of what we may have left in our great land. Hopefully, begin to piece it back together. If that would aid you.
I believe that it would. Particularly the larger constructs. I don't know if removing each one of them from their designed positions would be ideal. However, the, should I say, larger than life ones, if you can protect them and ensure that they do not fall into the wrong hands.
As I am able to recount all of the colossi were dispatched to aid with the Great War. Oh, apart from one quite difficult. Artorok guards over the Uxelian district, and that one does not easily listen to me.
I lean into this. He got very posh. As soon as this guy, he's just very whole new guy.
I simply took the visage of your companion. You see his posture almost imitates Ronak's in a way.
Imitation's the highest form of flattery.
She like walks around him and just observes him very closely.
He's got like the typical hands held together behind his back and like straight back posture, just looking down his nose on everybody. This will do then.
Roddy, what did you say that could you say the
Of course.
thank you.
Sorry, which part? Do you want me to repeat?
The just the name that I tried to give him.
Oh, yes. I still have it open. Isk Ixen.
Ixen. The god of constructs.
That shall be what I am called. And to your fellow humans, Archibald, perhaps.
I'm sorry. Not calling you Archie just feels wrong to me. But
Call me whatever you
yeah, I'm
like,
down with
Ravel.
Archibald.
Very well. I shall begin the process of preparation, firstly here in Urin. And I shall travel to Iolos, and then to Uxelion. Perhaps we will run into each other along the way sometime, again. Once more, I do advise caution in approaching Uxelion due to Atarok, which guards the place. Could be quite difficult to reason with.
Is that a name that we recognize?
Yeah, it is in the accounts of
You
the
told us,
Colossi
right?
that you discovered in Bahamut.
Does it have a place
Do
where
we
you can
have-
climb inside it? Because that's how we dealt with the last one.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Does it have a place where you can climb inside?
Not this one.
Is it a bigger robot that we can? Okay.
You see, he points.
Do we want to
towards-
keep carrying this around? The robot suit mech?
That one has no conscience. Do with it as you will.
Yeah, I just mean, do we want this or should we give it to Archibald?
Both seem to be enjoying it.
Speaking
That's
of, how are you doing, Mabilis? Oh, you're quiet. You're really quiet. Let me
So
bump your
quiet.
volume up.
Yeah, I'm not using my mic. Sorry about that.
Okay, could you get a bit closer to your microphone?
Just that's so much more cuteness.
Small voice.
This is the is that louder?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay.
You're,
Yeah, sorry. I'm not using the good mic. I'm using the headset mic.
Okay.
But Amanda's at the moment is probably just sulking in the corner of the room.
The journal has stopped writing in itself now. It's sort of reached a place where you're like, you've probably gotten the most out of it for today.
Yep.
Okie dokie. You see, Archie? I guess we'll call him now, just for ease. Ixen. Ixen points towards Vorax and says, Artrok is the newest of the Colossi. Your companion, but much larger. The strongest of them. Do beware.
Draconic construct.
In the form of our truest ideals, yes. Or at least my master's ideal. It was believed before research was starting to be conducted in Eridum that Artarok was to be the magnum opus. But clearly something that still exists within such a physical form and bound by the limitations of the arcane clearly could not have been the greatest creation of our kind. Yet still he remains the strongest.
There's kind of like a very sorrowful expression on her face. She paces back and forth in front of Ixen. I can't imagine what a weight it would be to have all those hopes and dreams placed upon you, only for it to be for naught in the end.
His face softens, looks to you with almost sympathy as he says, I can only say the same to you. It must be tough. As far as I know, you are the last of us. I do not know how you ended up here or to which means, but perhaps something did go right in the end. So maybe it was correct that our people did hold on to hope, because here you are, 2,000 years after the fact. But you are here.
2,000 years. That seems like a specific number. As far as the whole darkness in the timeline and the lack of knowledge after the we don't know how long that was, correct?
Well, if he says that he's been here for 2,000-ish, once again, he's not doing the exact number because he himself does not know. But and this being 512 RE, right? Correct? Is that the right year?
516.
516, thank you. This being 516, then there was probably 1,000 or 1,500 years of just dark before reemergence.
Okay. In as far as like okay, is that relevant knowledge? Does that seem important?
It could be if you want it to be. It's to you to make of it.
2,000 years.
Cool, I'll note it down. I feel like Xavier's been like spending every night just writing things down, sending out the relevant bits that we want the college to know of into the Sending Stone. And,
Noted.
And yeah.
One last thing
Not sending them what we don't want them to know.
before I set off. I sense within your traveling troupe strong presences. From my observation, it is a known fact that after, you call it the realm shatter, happened, the old gods, or our gods, were shattered into pieces. And their pieces may have fallen to our material plane. Because in the same way that I feel their divine presence in the temples of old, I feel them on your party. And thus I have taken to calling these pieces remnants. Remnants of the old gods, if you will.
How many remnants do we have?
See, he closes his eyes and the same blue fire almost sparks up for a second as almost a similar form of divine sense emanates out from his body. 4. Points first towards Ness's necklace. Then towards the crystal in Vorax. Also towards the crystal that Xavier carries and that Nepenthe carries. Towards the book. And towards the feather.
Oh my, he is a god, isn't he? Look at the book. Oh wait, no, he's trapped in there with a god. Is that what we decided? I think that's what we decided.
Can you tell us more about what each of these are? I believe we know a bit about the feather, and a bit about the necklace.
Yeah, this is Melora. Everyone say hi.
Hi, Laura.
I'm Laura.
The feather was the one I had the most interested in, the least knowledge on, if I'm honest.
I can feel traces of who these gods may be at a glance. Would you like me to tell them to you?
Yes.
Look at the pen. Well, Not our place to decide.
I can merely inform you of what remnants they are, of which gods.
Okay, no. Look to my pen. Stay
I
quiet.
think it's best if we all know exactly who we're carrying around.
Very well. And do keep in mind, in the same way that gods function with each other in the divine pantheon, no alignment exists without the other. These remnants will draw each other towards themselves. And so if you are to be surprised that you will come across more of them in the future, do know that gods have a certain desire to reconnect with one another. Be that dead or alive gods, all the same.
What happens to a dead god? Is that knowledge to you?
A dead god dies. Though death in terms of the divine plane, the outer planes far beyond the divine gate, is not real. The means of which they were able to achieve the death of gods through realm shatter was the dispersion of divinity. Imagine, if you will,
That feels like relevant knowledge.
water in a glass. You are unable to stab the water or sustain any injuries towards it while in the glass, but heat the water up for long enough and it eventually disperses into steam. That steam does not cease to exist, but should it go elsewhere, it could reform into droplets of water once more.
And this steam is the gods.
That isn't a metaphor, yes. The dispersion of divinity works as the dispersion of faith. The materialization of concepts is possible once the divine gate itself has been broken apart. And so if you were to materialize faith and disperse of it completely, then what is left of the gods?
I'll look to Nepenthe. I don't know if Rora's here. I know she can hear. I don't know if she can talk, but I will just say, this means someone's worshipping her, right?
Well, it's sure as hell not me.
Now keep in mind, the strong will to persevere will always exist, even without followers. Perhaps that's why these remnants exist in the first place.
How would you... You have a glass of water. Heat it up, the water evaporates. How would you get rid of the air?
That I do not know. I merely know of how it is at the moment. Though faith is a strong factor. A reformation of faith means the reformation of gods. They only exist as far as we believe in them.
I don't know the history necessarily of the worlds entirely. Was there a time before humanity? How did that work? If I'm thinking about logistically, like the gods created everything. What are gods before faith?
There are accounts. Perhaps the gods themselves were formed of large celestial bodies of stars or arcane powers or manifestations of fate, time, space, and potential, who knows. There are theories, many of which you will be able to find in Iolos.
Does Xavier not know of theories already?
Yeah, there's one
That was
particular
I'm more
one
asking
where
out of character.
it's like there's a lot of creation myths. One of them I made a YouTube video for in the channel, where it's like
Yes.
maybe at once at the beginning of the universe itself was this one large celestial body, and then formed the elemental planes, and it was upon achieving harmony of all of the spheres that the prime material plane was born. And then the gods themselves were formed from the dead body of this grand cosmic being that encompassed all of the universe, like a repository of arcane.
Okay.
That's what at
So
least
I'm
the
just
main
throwing out
creation myth is.
idea. Cool.
You was going to tell us who was in the other things like the book.
Yes. Puts his hand out. First towards the seed, he says, "You know the answer to this one already.
Yeah.
Our presence is waning, but still there. Growing stronger, it seems.
Hi, Lorei'an.
This is the seed of the mother tree. You already know who exists within it, it seems."
Yeah.
Turns next towards the book and the small cat shaking in the corner. Perhaps the weakest presence in the room. The Knowing Chronicle is the name of this book. The goddess of which governs fate for prophecy. Her last will remains within it. Are you familiar with the Knowing Mentor? Ayun is her name. So he's given you names of these items, basically. The necklace of that Ness has is called the Seed of the Mother Tree. And the book is called the Knowing Chronicle. Sorry, go ahead, Roy.
Xavier just raises his hand. And
You know this is not a
says,
lecture hall.
I kind of assumed that we thought that Rowan Chesterberry was cursed by your people for stealing a copper piece. Is that incorrect?
We do know that the divines protect over this pile of gold, so whether it be curse or intention that his soul be stored now in there is up to you to decide. It is not my place to know.
But that wasn't placed there. The words, point to the massive words that say that anyone who takes stuff will be cursed. Your people put them there, right?
That is correct.
So whatever happens when are you not aware of what happens if I were to take a piece of gold and leave?
You are allowed.
If I wasn't allowed.
The curse can manifest itself in many forms and stages. For him, it was the curse of the hunger for wealth. And so the only way to prevent him from amassing any more wealth is to completely rid him of his physical form. It may be that the closest object to him was the book. Or perhaps maybe a curse much larger than what befell him was to happen, and the book somehow kept him from being taken by it.
Why?
Wait, he was cursed with greed?
Perhaps.
What he did was for good deeds.
I'm with her.
If that is what you believe, then perhaps that is the reason why his soul is not screaming within the abyss, and instead trapped within the book that you hold. Perhaps the book wanted to preserve him.
What would you know about him? What would you know about my people, my country?
Nothing, small one. I am merely
Then you have no rights.
Understood.
And Phyllis gets mad. Everyone takes a half step back, knowing that she's killed 90% of the things that we've come across.
Oh yeah, she's a tiny murder machine. He says, I am merely making assumptions based on your friend's questions.
I'm just trying to understand the magic we're dealing with. Was it a god that cursed him? Was it your people? All of the above seems unknown. Just wondering.
Perhaps that is for you to find out at a later date. I do not have the answer for that. Regardless, you probably already know who the feather belongs to. Looks to you, Nepenthe.
Yeah, I got a pretty good grip on that.
I sense within it a strong desire to come free, to experience the world again.
I would agree with you.
There is a presence holding her back as well. A strong clash of intent. I would tell you that if not for that ice, she would be among us at this very moment.
Old as you are, you got any tips for holding her back forever?
Not to my knowledge.
Great.
My people do not worship her. Lastly, I suppose, bends down over towards Vorax and puts a hand on his head, runs his thumb along the bridge of his nose, and does the same kind of motion and says, "Will you allow me?"
He's talking to me or to Vorax?
To Ronax, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Twists his hand and opens up the chest compartment. Almost as if he's interacting directly with the metal itself.
She takes a half step forward, but then stops herself.
This one. Strange. Fragmented. It's not all here. Though I feel the vague semblance of the Changebringer within this crystal.
Oh.
Looks back up towards all of you and says, Avandra, we once called her. Not all of her seems to be here. In fact, she is still missing a lot of her. Perhaps she was fragmented at one point.
Well, and we don't know who this is, right?
Not
just said-
as of this moment, no. Sorry, Ness, go ahead.
I don't understand what you just said. Sorry.
We don't know who the Changebringer is or any of knowledge of that faith or anything.
Yeah, because she's not inherently connected to any of you in that deep a level.
Okay, this is where I have to go.
Okie
Sorry,
dokie.
everybody.
Yeah, hopefully you got some answers out of that. Have a good day at work. Bye-bye. Hopefully that answers all your questions.
Start.
If you wish to find
Just
out more
start.
about these gods, once again, the repository exists in Iolos. There are vast amounts of knowledge and lore and information available.
You said that we would probably find more.
if they are indeed drawn to you. And you to them.
I hope so. I really hope so.
You have within you goodwill. And I have nothing but respect for that. I am to carry out my tasks.
You say these are going to attract more. We have like the
4.
Melora and Levandra. I'll say 2 that are vaguely good. Hard to use. 2 that we seem to be able to trust, and 1 not so much, and then whatever the book is. This attracts more than just good eyes, I assume. Good intent.
That is what you will have to beware. Yes.
Lovely.
Remnants of evil gods exist as well. Do keep that in mind. I am to depart then. Do excuse me.
If I may have one more question.
Of course.
It is a bit of a selfish one.
You have the right to be. Ask away.
The royalty of Civ. What were they like?
The royalty. Here's the funny thing. The king is eternal. We have existed thousands of years in his ideal and guidance. Yet the funny thing is no one has ever seen him. Or his kin. It is widely believed that we are all his kin. Connected to some ancient bloodline, we follow in the traces of an unknown figure. Who knows if he exists at all? But we do, and you clearly do. What exists here is the ideal. And whether you choose to follow it is up to your own will.
Who is the one that made you then?
2 very talented researchers. One by the name of Viela, and one by the name of Arax. They were the ones dispatched to Eridum.
Thank you.
Of course. He turns and walks out of the room. Alrighty. So, what else are we left with to do? I'll leave this open to you guys. Whatever you want to accomplish, you can within this moment.
We can accomplish anything and kill everyone.
Oh shit! Roll initiative. No, I'm kidding.
I'll take some gold, like, and not like gold in gold format, but like maybe like 1,000 gold in gold format, and then like.
Oh yeah, you are allowed to do that. This is basically a bank that you are able to come back to and restock yourself with gold if you want to. Basically, you can take as much gold as you can carry out from here. Obviously, with like carry weight restrictions. The gold within the chest.
Portable hole.
Sorry, go ahead.
We also have the portable hole.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Uh. She's gonna open the portable hole, and she's going to find a sack.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna take a big pile of gold and put it in the sack and look at everybody. This is not just for me, mind you. This is for everyone. Maybe like a couple rubies or sapphires or whatnot. Kind of like lump that in there.
Like
If you
I have a wizard tax to fulfill. Is that okay?
This gold, while it is more than you could ever possibly spend, is also put here for a purpose, and how you use it is entirely up to you. You could like fill yourselves up with elegant, wares and belongings and magical items, or you could put these towards something. I'll let you keep them separate in your own accords, but it is here for you.
Is there more copper coin that looks exactly like the one that Rowan took?
There are. You see a few. It's a similar design to current times copper coin. You see the engraving on it is a little bit different. You see, it depicts like a ram, a winged ram, like the ones you saw out front. On the copper coin. You can take note of that if you want to, if you're trying to find one that looks like it back home.
Yeah. Amablis is gonna take one copper coin.
Okay. You pocket that. Add that to your inventory.
Fuck me! I forgot to ask about the thing in the middle.
if there is silver, then I can use some of it to make special water if you think that would help.
I can form the silver into anything you need. You need silver dust, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to collect however much silver you want to use for that, I can turn it into however much silver dust you want.
Obviously, the limitations of which, gameplay wise, from having an infinite amount of gold, is that probably if you wish to put this towards another purpose, then a major portion of it will be used. And there is no easy and quick way to transport here if you ever need more gold. That being said, there's nothing stopping you to completely filling up your pockets other than carry weight and equipment load.
Right, gold is not an issue ever. Down.
Is there platinum here as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mainly gold, but there are smatterings of platinum and silver and bronze. And copper.
Yeah. You can take some shiny silver and turn that into turn that into dust. And I'm going to look around for some platinum, a couple of platinum rings. If I can't find those, I'll just grab some platinum and get him to make something for me later.
Okay. Yeah, you're roll me an investigation check, real quick.
Oh, this will go great.
Yeah, obviously not a super high DC, but this.
I'll help him. I'll assist.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Anything in this one will help.
That with advantage, it's an 8.
8. Roll me a d4.
Alrighty.
We'll call this a d4 minus 1.
A 1.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, you're not able to find any platinum rings amongst this pile.
I will just take some coins and figure this out later.
Yeah. I just happened to call a d4 minus 1 and you rolled a 1, so 0. I'm sorry.
Oh, does it have to be? Let me look at something really quick.
I'll throw up detect magic and start walking around and see if anything stands out to me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I don't think we've already done that. I might be wrong.
Interesting point. There are you only pick up 2 magical signatures within this space. You reckon that this is marked for like monetary value, and all of the like arcane gear were stored in Bahamut or Iolos. But you are able to pick up some sort of device, which is like a crystal on top of a spinning axis with like an extended long handheld portion. So imagine a mug, but then on the inside there is like a crystal put on top of like a spinning axis, an atlas, if you will. Yeah.
It's handheld, right?
Handheld, yeah.
I can portable and grab it.
And the other
I'll
one...
take 10 minutes while I'm doing that to cast Identify and whatever I find.
Cool. The other one is a set of goggles with these like intricate carvings and arcane runes upon the lenses.
Yeah, same deal.
Okay. You see, one is a goggles of identification, to which you could either, sell or use to. And if you don't want to spend 10 minutes casting Identify on something, you can just put this on and it will tell you the arcane properties of the item. And the other one, you're not quite sure because no such device exists in modern times, but this seems to be some sort of long distance communication device. And if you are able to pair this up with another crystal that has been paired directly to this, you would be able to achieve long distance communication, kind of like a sending stone.
So a cell phone.
Basically.
Alright. Yeah, I'll share that with everyone. Whoever wants it can kind of grab that.
I feel a little bit sick, so can I go ahead and return to the... I want to take some bath right now.
You have to take a bath?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically Uren is open to you. The automatons do not attack you, and you are free to roam. As long as you wish.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to go outside and go back to our car. Wait.
Your
Oh
mouth.
my god, I forgot the name of the mouth.
Rexamar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rexamar, yeah. I want to go back to Rexamar. Take a rest.
Sure thing. You fly back out of the ruins. Notice Rexamar like sleeping, standing up. It's very strange how he's able to do that. Almost like a giraffe. He sleeps standing up. You perch yourself on top of the platform, the eerie silence of the night before you. And you are able to warm up the bath and take a night of rest. We'll call this a long rest for everybody.
Before we leave, you know the writing that was carved on, was it a statue?
It was an obelisk, yeah.
Oh, an obelisk, yeah. Amablis is going to carve, Amba was here, and then she'll leave.
Oh, yes. Okay. Easily enough done. Just for fun, make me a quick, we'll call this performance check.
Performance check, okay.
Okay, 13. Not quite as good handwriting as Chester had once carved into it, but you do manage to get a relevantly clear message of Naseamba was here onto this obelisk. And like a line underneath it. Alrighty. Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish? Any conversations you'd like done throughout the course of, we'll say, the next day?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Xavier.
Okay.
He's probably like writing out in his notebook.
Ronax, so, like, where would you imagine that he would be right now?
I imagine we're sleeping within the confines of... I don't think he wants to be in the room full of gold. Probably like outside. where if Archie's already left, where Archie was standing before, kind of just staring. Is the bull still here? Or did the bull leave?
The bull? The bull went with Archie.
Yeah. Cool. Then he's sitting where they were standing. He has a small fire formed, and he's slowly drawing out. He's going through the ritual process of scholarly inspiration of kind of burning the pages away so that he can call upon the images again later.
Okay.
Right now, he's drawing out the sea of gold and sketching out the images of the party standing before it.
So Ronax walks up to you, and she kind of stands just to your side. Pardon. There is a sentient dragon construct that we are going to have to deal with. There was a deific being of unprecedented make before us. Never in my life have I felt so small before.
He scoots over. Make sure it says, I don't know. I always thought the world was bigger than I could imagine, and then I stepped foot out my door, and we were dealing with God. So this is kind of become par for the course, if I'm honest. I got used to it after the third one.
I don't know if I'll ever be used to it. I'm being honest.
That's fair.
Ixon might be the impartial one that we need to preserve and educate.
About what?
We were talking
The past? People?
the colossi you mentioned before, and the constructs and everything. His task was already previously to watch over. Though I fear that upon sending him out, that desire of mine might be a bit delayed at this juncture, but perhaps a bit of convincing might be able to sway him to watch over again. I don't know what to do with everything. I don't want an army. I don't want the responsibility of tending to one, much less the idea that this is all some sort of inheritance.
If I were to ask if there were an army, hypothetically speaking, and I had to figure out who I should give the army to, probably wouldn't be the person who wants an army.
She kind of looks at you, and then her face is just kind of like mouth open, just sort of struggling to find words to rebuttal.
He kind of like nervously, not nervously, but like slightly uncomfortably shifts in is where he's sitting and says, "You want my honest thoughts?"
I would hope that you would give me nothing less.
Yeah. Honesty? There's no world where you get people to accept this. Ripefield, the capital, that's enough proof for me. We've had, 2,000 years? No one's gonna understand those people beneath those city streets. No one's gonna accept them. Those over there, what's over to just like the kind of. Well, he just holds his hand out to everything and just says, the things that we've found, they are different and unique and strange in every way, and no one will see them as anything but monsters. Or, even better yet, creatures to use and abuse and make their own.
Is that not why Ixen is the best person to tend to them, to care for them?
Care for them, yeah. I'm sure. Would be good. You said educate. Do you mean the world or them?
I believe with time. And I do mean a long time. Just like any other thing. People, they can come to accept these constructs. People are not always absolutely destructive in every way. If that was the case, then we wouldn't exist.
He just kind of looks at the fire, tears out the page, crumples it, and lets it burn. You watch the kind of images of the drawing the mountains of endless gold burn into the fire itself and shimmer and fade away as the ashes burn up into nothingness. Maybe. Maybe. And he just kind of like sadly stares off. Not really believing me.
I understand that it's hard to put faith in something so empty. But maybe I want to have faith. Maybe I'm too afraid to not have faith. To not have hope. If we don't have hope, what do we have?
Faith's a funny thing.
Sorry.
It's everywhere. Sorry, what?
No, the music just really picked up there all of a sudden.
Okay. It's everywhere. Every culture, every civilization, every organization, everyone's got some faith, something they believe in. But it all crumbles. It all burns or falls away or is lost to time. It all ends.
They had hope. I don't want to let that hope die in vain.
Xavier?
Mm-hmm.
A telepathic message reaches your ears. From the other side, you recognize to be the voice of
Lady of Grief.
No. Aurelon Kai.
Damn it.
No.
Okay.
Of the Cobalt Soul. You hear as his message delivers directly to you through a sending spell. We have received the prisoners you have sent our way. Aiden has made remarkable note of your efforts. The city has you to thank, and so does the Cobalt Soul. Where are you? Would you like us to dispatch Aiden back to you?
Do we want Aiden? I just don't. I just don't care.
You should have them send him back.
Do we want? One sec. Yeah, Aiden. Sure. We're in urine at the moment, looking through things. S2. Apologies.
You have like 7 more words. You can end it there if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
You see Ronax like start coughing, like
Is the heat actually getting to save me?
He's just going insane.
Alright. 2 more things tonight. Ness, as you are moving out of Uren, you pass by, once again, this happens while you are alone. I would imagine simultaneously as the other conversation is going on with Xavier and Ronax inside the vault. I assume Akio and Amabilis are back on Raxamar at the moment. Ness, you walk by that statue, those 2 statues once again.
Yeah.
And on your way out of the corner of your eye, you turn. And standing before the statues looking up is Melora.
in her childlike state, white dress.
Oh, hey. Um, the big Archibald said that there was more. That there might be more remnants out there.
Is that what
And
I
I'm
am
gonna.
now?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously a person because start with talking and I've carried you around all this time, and I always knew you as a person.
I almost remember what it felt like to be the caring mother, looked over your kind from the seas and skies, from the branch of each tree and each blossoming flower. It all seems so distant now. Puts her hands on the legs of um, Arathis on the statue.
They said that there was a lot of people here that you used to look after and that used to worship you, but I figured it like nature's like about cycles and everything, and so I think it's only right for one of us to look after you when you need it.
I suppose. Though revisiting this place and seeing this memory put before me, though I do not admit to fully remembering, it fills me with such grief.
Yeah, I know.
It pains me. Oh, I wish to see her again.
Yeah, I know. This seems like a silly thing to promise, but it feels like the right thing. I'll find her somehow. They said there was more. They said there was more out there, and maybe one of them. Maybe she is in one.
If we are indeed these remnants that the being spoke of, then the remaining pieces of us, our souls, must not be put into the wrong hands, Nesorne. She turns around and you see this like look of worry on her face, and it's remarkable that even in her childlike state, such concern is displayed for those that were once within her circle.
Yeah, like the lemon blades. Oh, they was bad people.
I suppose my own fear is the least of my worries. If I am able to feel, then so must they. I can only imagine what it would be like for her.
Yeah.
Do you know of longing, Nesarne? The intense desire to be with somebody. To always be with them. Never letting go.
Yeah. All the time.
Know that that is what I feel tenfold. Always. She smiles.
Yeah, I'll give her a hug. And the I should have asked the Archibald this, but do you know who they was? The people that the Nox people, the people that killed the tree.
Vaguely.
I worry about them.
It has been long since their victory. Perhaps they are still somewhere out there. But their influence seems to have waned. Otherwise, restoration will not have formed as it has these past 500 years.
Yeah, confuses me thinking about all that time. Well,
Such fear and darkness.
do you think we can put it all right? Because I keep telling people that, and I think that, but then I'm not that smart.
I would like to believe. Even if that's the only thing I can do at this time.
Yeah, me too.
Wholeheartedly. I do not
I'm going
wish
to
to be at that same position I once was. You can only spend so many lifetimes taking care of others. But I do wish for the well-being of everybody. But most of all, to be with her again.
Yeah. He told us about what all these places are, and one of them is one of your temples that I think it fell from the sky. But maybe if she's looking for you, maybe she might be there.
Perhaps. That remains to be seen. I wish you the best, Miss Ornay.
No, I'm keeping my eyes open.
You are strange. For as scared as I am, and as lost, you do put me at ease.
Yeah. Artfires. I used this more than what my mother taught me.
I'm sorry for Anna and your Amal.
Yeah, me too.
She touches your chest and you blink. And her form vanishes from the space.
Righty. Alright. Places to go. I will rejoin everybody on Rexmar.
Cool. Akil. Let's see here.
Yes.
1 second. There we go. You submerge yourself in the bathtub, enjoying the washing over of the day's tiredness. As you close your eyes, you can't stop seeing these images, almost these nightmares, constant in your brain. Even amongst this like brief period of rest, it's just these flashes of like gray-scaled slashes and blood and screams. Just playing over and over and over and over in your own head. Do you do anything?
I would try to calm myself down, taking a deep breath.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't think I have a good wisdom.
Yeah. Don't jinx yourself there, buddy. 13. You begin to feel the coming up of like a panic attack, and as you try to breathe slowly, breath gets quickened in a haste, and you try to calm yourself down, reminding yourself that you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Breathing slows. You reach an almost a meditative state.
and are able to wash those fears away from your memory, your mind. At this point, you hear towards the back of your ear. Still haunted, are we? It's never over, is it? Never done.
No matter how much I run away from it, I feel like it's still coming back, isn't it?
Your past will always chase you, no matter where you go. Across personalities, across continents, across lifetimes. Why do you think I'm here?
Lifetime?
Oh, there is so much more you do not know. You are alive for a purpose. The grand narrative of things will never let go of its puppet strings. You will forever be a marionette of fate and time. The greater powers have a plan for you.
Why? Why is it always the great powers that took away my freedom? Why don't I never have freedom like my friends here? They just feel so heroic, you know?
Because they know you long for it. You see the cat curls back around the bathtub and like stretches impossibly long. Its tail curls up next to your neck and circles back around, brushing its fur against your nape. And as it does, it says, "If the key opens the door, then how do we access the key in the first place?"
Magic question mark?
Various ways. Or you may need a lockpick for the intended keyhole. Perhaps.
So does that mean there's other ways aside from the key to open the lock? Is it?
When my master was taken away, the key had become lost. And so I had to improvise. Find alternatives. And you just happen to have some sort of connection to my former master. One that you may not know of. But yet you are here nonetheless. Why don't we cut a deal? Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it looks like you want something from me, so maybe we would coexist together, you know, having some kind of mutualistic contract.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Perhaps. Do you want to cut some sort of deal, new master? Enact my goals. Go in the direction I want you to go. Reunite the lock with its key. And I'll help you forget. Help you escape from those fears, those pasts. Wipe it all away as if it were a bad dream. Does that sound convincing, Master?
Yes, let's get the key. Yes, that is so much easier than that.
Well done, Lockpick. You've earned the first step of your journey. And with that, away goes a portion of the trauma. May you awake again tomorrow morning, feeling better than today ever made you feel.
in your eternal servitude, our march towards the lock continues. And the door to greatness may be opened one day. And the cat fades.
Why are we
at least
different?
I'm free, yeah.
Was Akio speaking out loud?
Are you in the bathtub?
That's true. We've established he's in the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you in the bathtub? I'll allow you to be if you want to.
Cat kill bath time.
Sorry, did you say something, Lara? I didn't hear.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So we'll say, Akio comes out of the bathroom wrapped in towel, and you're about to walk back in. He seems a little bit distressed. If you want to have any conversations, you can.
Amanda says she sees Akio, and then she pops her head in. You don't look too well.
Did you peek on me?
Her eyes rose.
I'm sorry.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was started there. I'm fine.
are you sure?
Hey, do you know why I like to study plants?
Because you're a genius?
No, actually, it was kind of long before someone I used to know. She like to bring me flowers, and it is so beautiful. I love them. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me, it's kind of happy thing. So when I grow older, I just want to study more about plants, more about flowers, so I could bring happiness to other people like her.
Was she your sister that you mentioned back then?
Yes, we were young.
Amanda is going to lean forward and give him a hug and pats on the back.
So we'll say, with that, a night of rest is earned by everybody. And as we'll say however many days carry on within this Urin portion, we'll give it 2 days as the morning comes, picking the energy levels back up away from the doom and gloom.
Yawn.
Yeah, as we head into the next portion of the journey, travel towards Eridum. That's where we'll take our break. Alrighty, let's give it 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And we'll meet back up here for the second half of the session.
I just want you all to know that I'm imagining a kill, like somebody just grabbing a kill by the feet and using a spell to make it so that he can't move, and then just shoving him into a giant key. Or not key, but a giant
Unlock!
giant lock. A keel.
A keel. Alright, let's take a small break and we're gonna be right back.
Okay, be right back.
And we're back on. Okay. Welcome back. Before the break, we had gone on this like discussion as to what you'd like to accomplish within Uren. Is there anything else, like any last things within these 2 days that you'd like to get done before we move on?
What the fuck is the obelisk?
What?
The obelisk in the middle
obelisk?
of the.
Oh,
Yes, like I don't think we ever got to that.
It was a way of putting a message there, and perhaps it had like some other qualities as well to like ward off thieves, or perhaps the channeling of that curse itself was held within the obelisk itself. Okie dokie. We'll say at the dawn of the second day, as you begin to prepare to leave.
What happens if you look at the obelisk? Sorry, ready.
Go
What
ahead,
happens
yeah.
if you look at the obelisk with the goggles of identification? Like if you're using their own magic to identify their own magic, does it seem to actually work?
Yeah, totally.
Or is my identifier part wouldn't?
You get the sense that the obelisk was imbued with some form of divine intervention, to where the trigger is that if an unwelcome trespasser were to come in and take some gold out, this form of magic would actually chunt their souls out of their bodies and send it elsewhere. So soul transfusion was the core of the obelisk.
Cool.
Lovely.
Alrighty. So you begin packing up, putting all of your belongings on Raxaba. And as you prepare to head out for the day, you hear from the distant horizon, we'll say to the east, like jogging footsteps and yelling, "Hey! I've made it back!"
Oh, I shouldn't have said yes. Why did I agree? Why did I agree?
And like Aiden, you see it like shirtless, running, carrying his backpack, like leaving behind flaming footsteps where he's like stomped on the ground, just collapses right in front of Raxaba as you do not understand how difficult it is to run for 2 straight day and nights. You wouldn't have you would happen to have any food on board, would you?
Hasn't it only been like last night that we called him?
I did a 1-day time skip for purposes of convenience.
Oh, it's been a full day in urine?
Yes.
Oh, okay. For any specific reason?
Just so you could spend the day excavating and taking what you want out and just settling in. That's why I asked if there was anything else you wanted to accomplish within the day that you had there. I did as you instructed, brought the prisoners back to the Temple of the Sun. My masters were very well pleased with your efforts. You've earned quite a name in Wyveris from your deeds. Thank you for taking care of those raiders. They were beginning to become quite a problem.
It seems as though that's the entirety of their ranks, correct?
There were a few stragglers out there that the monks of the temple have been trying to capture, but it would seem that the 2 of their leaders, or at least their highest ranking members, were caught by you and sent back. So that's very welcome. The one called Sark has been more than cooperative. Once again, thank you so much for your valiant deeds. Truly does remind me that you are indeed heroes after all. Huh? So, if I may inquire, where are we off to next?
I'll look to the group. To relax, probably.
Let me look at the map quickly.
So as marked here, the next destination should be towards Eridum, S0.
Ronax looks at Ness and there's kind of an uncomfortable expression on her face. Almost as if she's asking if that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to everywhere eventually, right?
It's my hope. Yes.
Now, as far as my functions as a guide may get you, I have not ventured that deep into the center of the desert, though I do know my way around, and that should help us get there with more ease. I am able to look out for approaching sandstorms and the like, so perhaps we may be able to narrowly avoid that if that should come our way. But yes, do beware. That portion of the desert is extremely dangerous, filled with creatures and occasional storms. Not just sandstorms, but also other anomalies. If you are prepared to journey forth into that, then I am to serve as your guide. And aid you in combat.
You're already your guide?
Yes.
Okay.
Very well. Just give me a moment. And he like chugs down an entire fucking like jug of water that he's held onto his back, and he like exhales. Oh, all right, Aiden, you can do this. Cool. Okay.
You'll stay down here and guide Araximar while we go up top, correct?
Yes, I can do that.
I just want to see if he's willing after the exhaustion. And he had no hesitation. Okay.
If you do not hear my voice over the course of the next few hours, do check down from time to time to see if I've collapsed. But the heat does not bother me. It's more of the exertion of my physical abilities, though I am more than trained for that. Shall we?
That works.
To Eridum.
Sure.
Then.
To Eridum, as Cyril, yes? That way. And he begins marching on.
That's the wrong way.
I'm
kidding.
I was pretty... that way. He begins walking.
Yeah, you're holding your map upside down.
Yes. Dum, dum. There we go. Perfect ending to the song. Desert portion of the travel. Would anybody like to roll me a d8 for today's travel?
Me.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, why am I opening my character sheet?
A 5. Okay. Give me 1 second.
We all die.
Uh-oh.
That's perfect. The day's travel goes by unhindered at most. The heat doesn't seem to be bearing down so heavily today. You cross quite a few miles, and with Aiden guiding you to your destination, the travel progresses at much faster a pace than when you were doing it alone. Until eventually you reach about noon. Sun bearing down quite heavily on your forms. Raximar trudges onwards in the desert. A few moments go by of this like tranquil silence. As Aiden shouts up from below, guys?
Roll on bed, look over the edge.
Is it
just me, or do you feel that rumbling as well?
Since I'm not on Rexamar, can I make a perception check?
Yes, you may. You're trying to distinguish as you stop on Vorax, right? You're trying to distinguish between the shaking of the ground caused by the stomping feet of your large mount moving base. As Raxamar trudges on about 5 or 10 steps, you close your eyes and listen. Aiden closes the gap, come closer to you, and says, do you feel that? And you do. You feel this like low vibration in the ground. Not as like heavily as an earthquake, but this rumble. And it gets harsher the more time goes by.
Something's coming!
Is it a bird?
Do you see anything from up top? With the bird's eye view?
Perception checks, all of you.
Yeah, I was thinking worm as well.
Oh,
13, 12. Make one as well, Xavier?
GM did an accident.
Yeah, no problem. 20, 15. That's more than enough. Group-wide perception check. Do you stop Rexamar, or do you continue moving him forward?
Well, that depends what Amabella sees.
Okay. You look back behind Rexamar. You see a large, some sort of mound that appears. Not like monstrous in size, but large enough, maybe the size of a wagon. As this like burrowing creature, it seems, tunnels inwards.
I'll be like talking to Rexamar, going, I think you should probably speed it. Oh, you're doing it already. Yeah, I would run.
We see Rexamar starts to picks up the pace. Aiden like straps all of his belongings, starts running and yells to Vorax. You might want to start picking up the pace. Knowing what type of creatures exist in these harsh weathers, they may not be good news.
Marvelous shouts, faster, faster!
See, running. As Xavier, you catch, now standing atop this platform, one more of these burrows now starts to almost flank off to the sides, as the one behind you is still pursuing. One flanks off to the side and comes closer to the front of Rexamar, trying to cut you off on both ends in a pincer.
I'll put that out to Ness.
Yeah. Does it? Okay. Could we? So we can see where they are and where they're going.
Yes.
Looks like these. Does it look like these things tend to go in a straight line and find it difficult to turn around quickly?
Oh, they're quite maneuverable, even with burrowing.
Yeah. Well, we could try to dodge it.
I'm gonna shoot the one in front, and I'm gonna use the grip point.
Okay, make an attack roll. It has does a burrowing creature consider to have a cover?
Probably.
I would consider a minimum of half cover.
Yeah, half cover. So we'll give this a
debatably full, to be honest.
Yeah, you see now the top like back plates of this creature, this like silvery carapace that peeks up from under the sand like a shark as it burrows upwards. 14 misses. You see the bullet of sea serpent. You fire. It
plinks off the back plate as now more angrily the one off to the side quickens up its pace and begins digging out all of this sand from underneath it and jumps up from the ground in front of Rexamar and assumes this very aggressive snarling stance. You see before you a very streamlined sort of very beast-like creature, heavy plates of armor on its body, its head coming to a sharp point, like a triangle, as it turns around and roars.
I'm going to try and use... it would have to roll very badly, but I'm going to try and use Channel Divinity Nature's Wrath on it.
Okay, what does that do?
It means that spectral vines are going to spring up from the desert and try to restrain it,
Okie dokie.
or at least long enough for us to get round it.
Strength
or dex save. Strength or dex, but probably dex being it being massive.
Okay, you get to choose, yeah?
No, you can choose.
Okay, we'll go with strength. Oh, fuck. It did roll very poorly. That's a 7.
Oh, that fails.
Yeah, so this thing being as large as it is, these vines emerge out from underneath the sands and almost trying to pull it back down into the sands. You watch it.
I'm going to whisper to Rex about, okay, that way. we'll try and jink around it while it's struggling.
Okay. Is there some sort of check you would like to make in order to maneuver Rexamar around and so to escape it as fast as you can? The one from behind is catching up now. Maybe 30 feet away.
I mean, that's surely animal handling, right?
Sure, make an animal handling check.
It's 13.
13. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make a dexterity check on the one for behind. We'll say if it matches 13, it will be able to catch up easily.
Well,
Rexamar.
Can I try?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Can I try to fly down and hit them, attempting a stunning strike?
That will bring us into initiative. Would you like to?
Oh no. I don't think so, because it will be making things slower.
Okay. Well, Rexamar is able to maneuver around the one that is wrapped up in Nature's Wrath. It this very aggressive, strong, like momentum. The creature that carries with it a lot of momentum tries to break free from the vines. One burrows with an incredible speed for something of its size. Now closing the gap and side to side with Rexamar. I'll allow one more turn, one more round of actions here before we get into combat proper, because this thing is going to attack.
Okay, I'll let you do.
I'll kind of drop down to where they are and hold an action for when it pops up.
Okay, what action are you holding?
Levitate.
Okay. That's very great. How long does Nature's
Do
Wrath
that!
last,
Yes.
by the way?
It gets a new save at the end of each turn.
Okay.
So every 6 seconds it's going to be making save. But yeah, do the levitate thing. That sounds smart.
Okay, so as you're holding Levitate, Ronax, what are you doing?
I was just gonna try and shoot it off course again.
Okay, make an attack roll. Akil, since you want to do this, and if it comes out and Levitate goes off, you can also make that attack roll and try a stunning strike if you want. And 18, while burrowed, barely
5
misses.
to their AC.
Goes off the once again the armor plate. Make an attack roll, Akil. Once again, this thing has half cover. 12 misses. You try and
Oh,
come
no.
down with like a jump kick. Your feet burrows into the sand, and you have to like aggressively beat your wings to get yourself back out and catch up with the rest of the group. The one behind is going to repeat its saving throw. That's a success. That's a 21.
Yep.
Okay, so this one comes free, and the one that is immediately to your side now jumps, leaping out of the sand like a dolphin. Xavier, your levitate goes off. Does it need to make a saving throw?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Let's say that's for a total of 17.
It saves.
Okay. So, as it jumps out of the ground, its massive form, you focus and try to levitate out of the air, but it's like trying to lift an impossibly heavy weight as its sheer bulk just slams itself back towards the ground. Raxamar stops where he is and just unable to move forward as he has gotten himself flanked. However, with the use of Nature's Wrath, that will leave the one that is pursuing from behind 1 round behind, so it will show up on the second round. But with that, let me go ahead and show you the map. So just this wide open desert. Let's put Raxamar down. Why did I put Raxamar's token? Give me a moment. Feel free to drag your tokens down on the map. We'll say you're right, like right there. There he is. Okay, and these creatures that are about to come down. You probably know by now from their depictions that these are bullets. Bullets? Yeah. Let's put this one behind by one round. Okie dokie. And with that, let's have everybody roll initiative. I can be in charge of the Pence token, no problem.
Time to go last.
You always have such like really unfortunate initiative.
Let's go!
Okay, let's go and roll for these boys as well. 7. Cool. Alright. Akil will probably go before them, so we'll bop them down to a 6 just for ease of memory. Nepenthe, let's see here. $13. Cool. All right. With that, getting combat started. Amabilis, you are first to act. This large metallic, like a carapace creature comes out of the sand, snarling at Raxamar, who is now stopped. Oh, I need to roll initiative for Raxamar as well. Give me 1 second. But yeah, Amabilis, what would you like to do on your turn?
Amabilis is currently on top of Rexamar.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to use steady aim on her short bow.
Amabilis isn't on the map, by the way.
She's underneath Raxamar. We'll put him 2 back. There you go.
Okay.
Unless we forget
Does
also
that hit?
Aiden.
Sorry, I forgot to ask.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna hit this
23
one,
hits
please.
definitely. So you do not get sneak attack on this because an ally is not engaged with it, but it does do 9 points of piercing damage.
Holy.
An arrow flies out, sticking this thing in the side of the jaw, almost under one of the plates of armors are, and it gets increasingly angry. Before I forget, initiative for Aiden, that's a 10.
That will be the end of my turn.
Okie dokie.
But I don't have the extension thing that you added for some reason.
Oh, actually, sorry. Since you used steady aim, you gave yourself advantage on the attack. Therefore, it would give you sneak attack. My apologies. So that would be also an extra 18 points of sneak attack. Yeah, good thing I remembered.
Okay.
Okie dokie. That would be your turn then?
Yep.
Oh, the EOT thing isn't showing up. That's fine.
No, it's not sure now.
That's fine. I'll get it fixed next session. Des, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to cast Bless at 2nd level and on, well, everyone who's on the ground. So that is, that's Xavier, Nepenthe, Ronex, and Aiden.
Okay, cool. So Xavier and Nepenthe. Well, put this as Bless. Awesome. Okay, Xavier, you're also blessed. Alright, see anything else in your turn?
What does my action economy work like in terms of convincing Rexamar to do stuff?
Oh, we can go ahead and use helming rules, and you can use your movement to move Rexamar if you are on him.
Can I just try and get Rexamar to trample this thing now that it's popped up?
Definitely you can do that. Make an animal handling check, we'll say with advantage, because it understands what you say.
Okay.
But you can use your movement to move Rexamar around, and on his turn he will carry out the action of which you order.
Natural 20.
Awesome. Yeah, he looks back up towards you, nods, and just begins charging. Would you like to move him up at all?
Yeah. Hold on, never finished. What's that?
It goes boom, boom, boom. Goes up towards this thing.
I don't want to go too far past it, but I want to try and trample it and cause it some problems.
Okie dokie. Well, sorry. Go ahead and add this. Rexamar uses the stat blocks of a mammoth, by the way, just in case. We just replace the gore attack with a stomp. Cool.
Okay. Do you want me to roll that?
Yes, you can if you want to.
Hold on.
We'll say you can. Yeah.
Oh, so this is an actual trampling charge. Then.
Yeah, it is an actual trampling charge, but we'll say you can go ahead and roll it on his turn, which is on the initiative 9.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Just hold on to that for a moment. Nepenthe is going to rage. I don't have her table handy, but I can go ahead and open the one in D&D Beyond. So just give me just 1 second here, guys. I'll roll a d8. Cool. That's an 8. A bolt of light shoots out from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded. Okay, that's awesome. So when as the pen, her eyes go white and almost these shadows encompass her body, she runs up 30 feet right there, and a beam of light streaks out from her chest, impacting this creature, making a con save against a 13, which just barely succeeds. So this thing, it manages to dig its head into the sand as the beam of light streaks out onto its chest. I guess she'll use her action to dash up and get up to that. If I get up to there. Awesome. That'll be her turn. Xavier, and then Aiden and Raxamar. Cool. Xavier, it's your turn. You're muted, by the way. There you are. Still muted.
Yeah, I know. I'm figuring some stuff out on my side.
Okay.
1 second. Sorry for that.
No problem.
This is so slow. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just take some attacks then. And then I'll get back to what I was
By the
doing.
way, is the Sunblade with you? Have you attuned to that? Or is it with Akil?
It is not with me.
Okay.
That kills me.
It's with me.
Okay, cool. Alright, what do you do? You are blessed.
He'll just go and punch this shit.
Okay.
Not punch it. But he'll take 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3.
Hit on the last one. The last one just hit, so all 3 hit.
I was gonna have blast on any that missed, but don't need it. Bop, a bop, a bop, and a bop.
11 plus 4. That is a 15.
15, so 20 damage to it.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
As you run up, strike as flames explode out from the sides of its body. It looks kind of hurt already. The reels back around. On Aiden's turn, runs up 30 feet towards this creature, is going to make 2 flame kicks. 1 misses, 1 hits. 6 plus 2, 8 plus 4, 12 points of damage total as he brings his feet down onto the head of this creature. Cool. Alrighty, on Raxamar's turn, roll for trampling charge. Oh yeah, that hits.
Alrighty, that's 21.
Oh
piercing
my god!
damage. And it needs to make a strength saving throw.
That's 13 plus 5, 18.
Just saves.
Okay. It, however, has 20 health left. Oh god. So you watch Raxamar runs up and just splashes this thing into the floor. That one is gone already. Alright.
Right. Good boy.
Akil. The other one is sort of back in this direction, about to show up. Oh, did Ronax's turn not show on the initiative? 5, okay.
How many action can I ready an action?
Sorry.
You can ready 1 attack.
If I have an extra attack, I can do only 1.
Yes, only 1.
Do I have bonus action as an attack?
You do, but you can only ready one action, which is 1 attack. It can be ranged or close, depending.
I need to read about something. Hold on.
Sure.
Perhaps yeah. I cannot do anything. Oh my god! I can already hit them. Can I use my Sunblade? Because maybe it's...
What are you doing? Sorry.
Can I use my Sunblade to hand it to trying to hit the upcoming...
Oh yeah,
shot?
you kind of have to be like trying to intercept it as it's coming up. You can do that. So
Yes.
I've established that it's off this way. So position yourself somewhere in the map, and if it passes you, you can make an attack. Or if it comes anywhere near.
I'm fast enough. I'm gonna ready in the sky, just like swoop down.
Okay. Awesome. That's your turn. Readying an action. Ronax, it's your turn as well.
Let me look at the distance. Is it further than 120 feet away?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I'm going to shoot it.
It is still burrowed though, so it does have half cover. Do make an attack roll.
Oh my fucking god. And what is blessed? What's the dice roll for bless again?
D4.
Okay, never mind then.
I'm not taking the attack?
Or no, they miss.
Okay.
No,
sorry. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see the dice show up. No, yeah, you missed. Well, do roll a D4 just in case. No, wait, it has half cover. Yeah, even with a 4, it wouldn't hit. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because 18 didn't hit.
Yeah. Alrighty. At the end of your turn. Oh, sorry, it was actually supposed to go before you, but that's fine. So we'll call it at the end of the round. This thing pops up right here. Yeah, well, with Nature's Wrath, we'll say it spends its turn getting there. So it will act on its turn the next round. That brings us to Mablis.
She is going to do the same, which is the short bow, and with the bonus action of steady aim.
Okay. Make an attack roll. A 19 hits. Roll damage with sneak attack.
Oh.
14 plus 4. That's 18 points of damage. As soon as this thing jumps up out of the ground, you land an arrow once again in its jaw area.
Cool. Does it look like it's like coming towards us, or
Yes.
is it?
Definitely.
Okay. Mablis is going to shout, "Beware! He's coming!"
Ness. At the top of your turn, since you're on top of Raximar's back, do make me a perception check. Okay. You do not notice anything at this time.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to like persuade Rexamar around to point at the incoming one, and then go, okay, right, charge, and then
Okay.
I myself I'm going to hold a Thorn Whip, I think.
Alrighty. So you can use your movement on your turn to move him up. Just point me an arrow to where you'd like to move Rexamar up to.
Yeah. Well, as close to it as we can get, then.
So we'll say 30 feet this way.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I can use Thorn Whip on my turn then.
Yes, you can.
Okay then.
Make an attack roll.
No, that's only a 30.
Nah, that misses. It actually lands, but the whip itself isn't able to pierce its thick backplate. Alrighty.
Alright,
On
that's my turn.
Nepenthe's turn, she'll run up this way, use her action to dash, go 60 feet. She's sort of like just been running around. With her bonus action, since she rolled an 8 on her rage dice, this thing makes a Constitution save, which succeeds. The beam of light streaks out from her chest again. This thing just meets it with its forehead, and is able to not be influenced by its effects. Xavier.
All right. Look at distance away. Let's check. 45 feet. Is there anything I can do about that? Oh. Okay, I'm a wizard. I got spell slots. I'll cast haste just so I can get here with my movement, because it'll double my movement, and then it'll give me a second action once I'm there to actually attack once, and then bonus action, so I'll get 2 attacks. That's my way of getting around when I need to.
So Xavier overtakes the charging dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaur charges, and he kind of like waits.
Zooms by.
I wouldn't recommend standing there.
He stands. He just kind of waits after Rexmar leaves. He kind of like pulls back and does it like stretch up, and then flips the short swords in both hands. Like this is kind of like ski poles, pushes back but behind him, and just like sends himself flying underneath Rexmar's feet, like through his feet, up flying to the bullet, and takes 2 attacks.
Make it your attack rolls. Both miss.
5 and 8.
So your swords both meet onto the thick armor plates of this thing, unable to pierce through.
And then I use that momentum that I use to like fly towards this thing, as the short swords don't make pictures, and use that to kind of like push off of it instead of dig deep and like flip over it.
Okay. So like with your movement, are you trying to actively? Okay, cool, no problem. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, go with this head.
Oh yeah, if you can get into a place where you can flank, that would be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Top of Aiden's turn. I'm gonna make a perception check for him real quick. No, he doesn't notice. Movement dash gets him 60 feet. Is going to make 2 flame kicks. Both miss. Yeah, both miss with a +3. You watch him trying to. Yeah.
He's blessed, if that makes any difference.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'll make a difference. In that case, 1 hits because I rolled a 4. That will do a good 17 points of damage to this thing. Boom! As his kick comes down onto its head, crack! You watch flames emerge out from underneath his feet. His hair now lit up in orange fire. Raxabar, Akil on deck, and then Ronax after the bullet. Akil, Raxamar first.
Is this another trampoline charge?
Yeah, please, go ahead. Make the attack roll.
Okay, if you move it up to... So he's in flanking position.
Jeez, that's another 25.
Let's see. That is 25 piercing damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay. That's a strength save of 21.
That saves. So Rexamar's like here now.
Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and move that there. So you've got this thing surrounded. Awesome. Akil. Perception check, please.
Oh. Yeah, sure. 15.
Since you're in the air, you now see as all of your friends have rushed in towards the one remaining bullet, you see this tunnel, another one, coming from behind towards Ronax.
Ronex, be careful! And quickly fly toward the tunnel.
Okay. We'll say since you're there, we'll go ahead and put this big boy down. Oops. This seems to be the largest out of the three, as if the three were young bullets, just to make this more mechanically clear. There were seemingly, this is the big brute out of the group. Just to clarify the size, we'll make him one. Nah, that's too big. We'll just put him down and mark him with a red dot, I suppose.
Would you say that's a large caliber bullet?
Yes. Yep. That's a magnum bullet.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my action to do an unarmed strike first.
Yeah, this thing is still
And then-
burrowed, so it does have half. Yeah, that misses.
And then for my second attack, I would like to do a grapple action.
Grapple?
Yes.
I believe that only works if you're. Correct me if I'm wrong. One size.
Can.
You can? Okay, go ahead and make a.
Well, I mean, assuming he's medium and it's large.
Yes,
medium.
yes, you are medium. Cool. Yeah, make an opposed athletics check. You have to beat a 19.
20.
Full. You try to hang on to the back of this thing, but you end up getting dragged along in the sand. Like, yeah. it's a wild sort of what's the word?
Rodeo. yeah.
Rodeo. Yes, exactly. Okay, is that your turn?
And for my bonus action, I would like to do an arm strike again.
Okay, cool. Make an attack. That will miss.
And that's it for my turn.
On its turn, is going to make a jumping leap as it comes out of the sand and jumps like a dolphin, stomping down right there in front of Ronax. And I believe, let me double check here. Each creature must succeed a DC 16 strength or dexterity saving throw. So Ronax, make a strength or dex save, your choice.
Yeah. Remember, you're blessed.
Yes.
Go ahead and do it.
Akil, make one as well. 12. And a 24. Akil, you save. Ronax, you fail. I'm gonna roll
Plus
some
D4.
Plus
Oh,
D4,
there.
yeah.
So 14 for Renex.
That still fails. Alrighty, let me roll some damage here. Ronax, you take 28 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. Akil, you take half of that. But do you have evasion at this level?
Yes.
Okay, you don't. You take none. 28 points of damage, Ronax, as you are knocked prone from this creature jumping out and immediately impacting, belly flopping down onto the floor, and you getting knocked down next to. Actually, Vorax makes a save as well. So make a strength or dex save for Vorax for me, if you would.
Please don't insta-KO my dragon. Oh my god.
Okay, so he also takes 28 points of damage.
It's 2
also
HP.
knocked prone. Okay, this one here, being cornered, he is going to make... Wow, he can't move out of there. Let's make one bite attack at Xavier. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, I will shield out of it.
Okay, so as this thing's jaw just crunches down, shield comes up, deflects it out of the way. It is going to burrow, giving it half cover and attempt to move out of the way 30 feet this way. So attacks of
Yeah, attack
opportunity
opportunity.
from Xavier, Nepenthe, Aiden, and Rexamar.
Nepenthe was outside of its
Oh yeah.
range.
So Aiden, Xavier, Rexamar.
When?
26 stomp hits, 20
Yeah.
hits, yeah.
That's 31 bludgeoning damage.
Oh jeez. Oh god, it's so close to being dead. Actually, sorry.
I got 5 damage.
That brings it down to like. So a total of 30. That does it. How do you want to do this, Xavier?
Oh, I'll let Nest that he did the majority of the damage. Just did
Okay.
a little bit.
It just as it flips over and tries to burrow, what it doesn't see is the 2 flat front feet of Rexamar just come stomping down on its carapace.
Like a bug, it lies flat on the floor, blood on the sand. It is gone. Jeez. Oh my god. Giving it the stat blocks of a mammoth may be slightly overkill, but it's fine. It's fun that way. Alright, that's...
It makes sense for the scale of it.
It does, totally does. That's the end of that turn. Ronax, is your turn. You are knocked prone on the floor.
I'm actually flying. I'm gonna spend half my movement to get up.
Okay.
With Vorax. And then, you know what? I haven't used in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shotgun.
Oh yeah, since it broke in the underwater. Both will hit. Jesus, 22. So first shot digs right into its face. Boom. Second shot also knocks out like a major chunk of its face armor with 15 points of damage.
And then Vorax is gonna breathe ice on it.
It does succeed on both of its saves though, for it being knocked prone. Righty. It has to make a dex save, correct? That is a natural 20. It does still take half damage. But the dice you gave me.
Click that button.
Okay, so it takes 3 points of damage. Cool. It did manage to chunk it pretty badly with Firebrand.
Oh, that wasn't the attack.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
Yeah. And it was a dex save that you made with it, right?
Yeah, natural 20. So it takes half this damage. 14, half down to 7. Cool. Alrighty. That's the end of your
That's
turn.
my turn.
Cool. Amabilis, back up to you.
She's going to use steady aim again with a short bow.
Cool. 23 hits. Are you in range? You just move up 5 feet and you're good.
Oh, I don't think I can move if I use steady aim.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to decide. You're gonna have to not, yeah.
Yep, then, yeah, I don't use steady aim.
Okay.
Does that mean, do I roll again? Or?
Oh, we'll call it, if you don't mind, call it the 9 that you rolled, but you are able to move up 5 feet, making that a normal attack, which misses.
Okay.
Anything else in your turn?
No.
Okie dokie.
No.
Alright. Yeah, you're a bit far away to deal sneak attack damage. Yeah, no problem. Cool. Ness, up to you with Nepenthe and Xavier on deck. You're muted, Joe.
I'm going to use Rexamar's movement to. I want to try and get. Over here actually. For
get right up
just
to there, just about. Well, we'll be generous and move you up one more, right there.
Well, just to the right if you can.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna try another thorn whip on it.
Alright, make an attack roll.
That's a 15.
Ah, nah, it was so right into the sand.
Yeah, it's not working for me today. That's what's it.
The pen has been spending her turns running around. Closes the gap right there. Oh, sorry. Anything else? Sorry, on your turn.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Alright, the pen spends her turn getting back up, makes another light beam as part of her rage. This time it fails. Takes 2d6, no, 1d6 of radiant damage. Takes 2 damage and is blinded. Cool. Xavier.
Dope, it's blinded?
Yeah.
I will use my 60 feet of movement to again kind of look around, pull the short swords out of the dead one that was crushed, and look around, do that same kind of pushing movement and send myself racing through the sands, Avatar style, like barely even like touching the floor.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just like kind of pushing off of it. And as it reaches it, Flame Blades as it takes 4 attacks. Advantage because it's blind.
Yes.
A hit, and then a hit, and then a hit, and then a hit.
One of those in natural 20. That's a hit, a miss, and a hit. So 3 hits, including a nat 20.
And 15? I don't think 15.
15 doesn't hit.
Okay. Then it'll be 1, a 2, a 3, and then also a fire.
Okay. So that's 5
So-
plus 13, so that's 18. 18 plus 6, that's a
27.
27, sorry. 27 total, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, still up. So a barrage of like fire and blades just into this thing as it gets just blended from the sides. As it... Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright, Aiden. Aiden with unarmored movement gets up to there. You know what? Let's do something fun. There. Sort of position myself. How do I do this here? It's a 15-foot cone.
I think while you're doing this, Ronax just looks over at Xavier and she's like, "Oh, I see now. You're showing off then."
He flicks the swords around as they enchant with fire, and he goes, "Yes, I, the one with the magical explodey gun that doesn't exist anywhere else, am showing off." And I stab again. Give
This
it a
is
wink.
common where I come from, you know. This is not me showing off. Well, not this design.
I look at Sea Serpent. The flashy mechanical elemental spinny gun. And go, fair.
Alright, sorry, it took me a moment to find the stat blocks. He's going... Aiden, with his Sun Soul Monk feature, is going to make a Burning Hands attack on this bullet.
Oh, my damage would have increased by 5, by the way, because I should be adding my intelligence
Awesome.
to damage up Flame Blade. Fix that.
That is a success. It will take half this damage, which is 3d6. 4, 7, 9. Half to 4. As Aiden runs up, gathers fire from his hand, and just... Fire expands out. Like a flamethrower throws outwards from both his palms, scorching the back of this creature, bringing it down real low. Raxamar.
Yeah, so does Rexmar have 40 feet of movement?
Does a mammoth have 40?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
then so I obviously can't charge through the line of everybody I know, but I think Rexamar could go round.
Yeah, he can.
And end up there.
Cool. You know what? I'll just give you control of this token. That's much easier. There you go, buddy. All right, and I'll drag Amabilis along wherever you go.
All right. That is a 20 to hit.
That will do.
All right. 27 piercing damage.
That's
and
more than enough.
Right.
How does once again Rexamar wants to do the same thing?
Oh well, this is a gore. So this is whatever Reximar's gore equivalent is. I think that's just a big headbutt, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whack the mole.
The thing just gets it just gets.
If you've ever seen giraffes when they use their heads to just like whack things, their necks.
Yeah.
Like that.
So it just gets bodily picked up and flies through the air, and Aiden has to dive out of the way of it.
It goes whoa as it and just lies there, lifeless and dead. Well done. We took care of this combat nice and swiftly.
Yay!
I'm gonna have to step up my combat game. Jeez, I thought 3 bullets would be somewhat more intimidating. All right. Okay, let me get back up to.
Yeah, the scary part is we rolled reasonably badly.
Oh yeah.
I also don't have proficiency in any of my weapons.
The deadly leaps can deal a significant chunk if it rolled better on initiative, which it didn't, as you know, signified by half of Ronax's health in one attack.
You didn't give these things more health.
No. It was just the standard rolled health, which I rolled ahead of time.
They're much nastier if you don't have room to maneuver.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if this thing came at you in a cave. It would be real bad. Cool. With that, we'll say anything you want to do in this moment before moving on? Okay.
Not really.
Cool.
Amanda wants to check on her journal.
Alrighty.
If there's anything new.
Okay, interesting that you may ask. Flipping forward to the latest entry. The journal has written it in itself again, not in the voice of Chester at this time, but in the like sort of omnipotent voice that tells the future. You watch in handwriting as the text begins to fill out. Journey ahead is harsh. Sandstorms batter against the travel, making it difficult to journey onwards. Eridum lies near, though not without obstacle. So gauging from the telling of this journal itself, it would seem that you would approach a sandstorm at some point in time during the next few days.
Mavlis holds the journal up into the sky as she lays backward, and then she mumbles to herself, Rowanberry, I know you're in there.
This moment goes by. Second moment goes by. No response. Not at this time.
She's just going to cover the journal on her face and lies there.
Okay. Yeah. It would either mean that he's exerting himself writing so much before you back in Uren, or whatever entity is present in there with him is preventing him from making his presence known at this time. The travel portion goes by. 2 days is the amount of time that you take in order to reach Eridan.
I realised I should have been rolling my my crafting.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
So we've been 4 days, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
Yeah. So I definitely finished at least one healing potion and probably another actually.
Awesome. So 2 healing potions on the way?
Yeah, and I'm going to definitely as well use. Definitely going to make some more holy water with the silver dust.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use some spare spell slots at the end of the day to do that.
Awesome. You do that just fine. Just go ahead and mark down your 2 healing potions and some holy water, however much you're willing to make. Awesome. So, as the 3rd day comes to a close, the night sky starry above the skies, and you haven't necessarily been keeping track of this at this time, but Nepenthe has. You see that she looks intently up at the moon, which has now come to an almost full cycle once more. You reckon 1 or 2 days, and the blood moon would again arrive. You see her making extra precautions, preparations. Within those 4 days, Nepenthe seems more quiet than usual. Keeping to herself mostly. Crafting, preparing whatever she may be able to do in preparation for the next blood moon. And as the 3rd day comes to a close, the journey on the 4th day, it is now the 31st of Perrier. You approach, as Aiden informs, to be the last legs towards Eridan. And you see that in front of you, there is a massive cloud of wind and sand, just blowing up violently, a few miles in front. Oh, we seems to have hit a wall. If you still wish to go forward, it's going to be quite difficult with this storm ongoing there.
Well, we certainly can't turn back.
Well, no. We should be able to go through just fine as long as we're careful. Just keep your eyes shut. This mount of yours should be able to handle the sandstorm just fine. I would suggest that we all make our way inside.
Yeah, sure.
And so with that, Lorei'an and Rexima heads on into the raging sandstorm ahead. Just for this day of the journey, constantly being battered by strong winds and sands. You are unable to do much other than being holed up inside, shielding yourself from the harsh weather. And you swear you almost see these streaks of thunder that and sparkle almost with static electricity within the center of this storm. Reminiscent to Kyrie when you first encountered her. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just wondering, what would I have to roll if I needed to stay out?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw? Okay.
And so would Ness, because you would be helming Rexima, correct?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Constitution safe?
Yes, Constitution saving throw.
Just out of curiosity, would I be able to get advantage on this?
From the heat, yes, but not from the sandstorm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a natural 20 from this.
Yep.
14. Okay. Ronax, throughout the course of the day's journey, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as the sands not only sting your eyes, but pieces of rubble and this like intense storm of energy and sand batter against your form. Ness, you, being a top Raxamar, you put on a set of goggles, like pull a hood over yourself and just brave through it, no problem. At least the storm shields you from the heat. Eventually, throughout the day, just fighting through this immense storm of energy, almost as if you're heading towards some source of immense arcane power. You're not quite sure. If you want to make if anyone wants to make a nature check, they can for me. Oh, natural.
That's a big 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay, cool. Ronax.
This is backwards.
No, I'm not.
Okay, 4, 22. Xavier, Ronax, you eventually come to the conclusion, and Akio as well, this is a bit like on the corner of your mind since you journeyed into this storm, was that this kind of almost magnet storm, we'll call it, with like this lightning and arcs of thunder amidst the sandstorm, this is not normal within the desert. This doesn't happen on occasion. And rolling a natural 20, you almost draw connections back to Kyrie, and that the center of this storm has to be some sort of great energy to cause it to be raging in such a way. Most likely Eridum.
There's no way that I would be able to communicate this to them at this point.
Yeah, even if you yell, no one would hear you, but you know this at the back of your mind. And Xavier and Akil, you know that this is not a natural occurrence, definitely. You don't know where it's from, though. The day goes by. So the evening portion arrives. You can see that the moon is rising up top the horizon. It will be full on the dawn of tomorrow. No, sorry, on the dusk of the next day. So the day after this. But braving through the storm, ragged Raxamar also now feeling the fatigue of having to brave this storm the entire day. You see a blue glow in front of you, peering through the raging storm. This soft, like almost resonating beat, similar to the crystal in the basement of Slumberlog, as it waves outward, sands shift beneath it, and you see a tower. This almost like arcane, like wizard's tower that spires up and into almost like a twisting drill as it goes up 10, 20 stories tall amidst this desert. A large doorway at its base, locked, closed with the same symbol of the half moon with a light coming through the center. And with that, Nasambar, you have reached S0. Welcome to Eridum. Ronax, make a perception check.
Can I make it with advantage?
Nope.
Not good at these. Okay.
18, that's good enough. You see, once again, scraps lying about, surrounding the exterior of this structure. You focus your eyes. At this moment, Vorax stops. as you both now see before you piles of broken down constructs in the exact same shape as Forax. These draconic constructs, sandstone plates, faces, armors, hollow pieces of shattered, broken, decrepit lying strewn throughout the structure like a mass grave. And you see streaks of lightning that thunder down from the sky. Strike these corpses of the automaton, sending waves of thunder into the sand that streaks outwards. That seems to be the pulsating waves of energy that you saw approaching. Are these like metallic, broken down corpses that are acting as lightning rods, and as thunder strikes down on them, the floor surrounding the structure is electrified.
What the fuck?
What do you do? I would say at this point the storm, the wind clears up enough to where it would be, there would be possible communication between you and the people up at Raxamar.
I think that she gets off of 4X and tells him to stay.
Alright. He does.
And then begins to walk forward towards the door.
Now, the floor is sparkling with electricity. Where all the corpses are like strewn about. These just almost electric field of sorts, forming a 60 feet radius around the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, the people on Raxamar are unaware of this. And as they get closer, if you do not inform them, will step right into the electric field.
Oh.
Hey.
I assume that everybody saw this. Okay, sorry.
Maybe a cleric.
Ronax calls up and she says, "You might want to stop. There's something a bit unsavory ahead."
Okay,
Unsavory?
Unsavory. Go ahead.
I don't know his range, to be honest.
I couldn't quite hear you, buddy.
I don't know who has control over Raxamar at the moment, so whoever does would stop.
Yeah, Ness is in charge. Okay, you stop yet?
Yeah, I think so. Well.
Okay, he pulls on the reins and Raxamar
Oh, I thought,
comes to a trumping halt. And I would say at this point, you all now see before you the field of expanding electricity that comes out from the tower itself. This field, as if the tower and the corpses all laying about it is conducting this electrical field around it.
I'm going to get up close to it. Is it just like a very is it like a solid field of electricity, or are there breaks in it?
There are breaks. There are like maybe 1 or 2 seconds interval in which if you can close the 60 feet distance within those 2 seconds, you'll be able to make it in. There is some static electricity though, and if you get caught in it, you're gonna be electrocuted pretty badly.
what does this tower look like then?
Sorry, go ahead.
What does this tower look like?
It's almost 20-story tall spire that goes up and into the thunder clouds overhead.
We're looking at a wizard tower?
Likely.
Just step off Rexamore and teleport in.
Take me with you? What the fuck?
Are you at the bottom?
Yeah.
Let's take all these two. Carefully go down, and then let's roll the 100.
Okay.
If he's dumb or not.
41.
That's in the dumb category. Dumb is low.
Yeah, your call. What do you do?
Yeah, I'll just teleport in.
Okay, you teleport into the door or in front?
Just before it, like right before it.
Okay, Ronax, you watch Xavier appear in front of the doorway. At this like stopgap between the pulsating electricity. The door is closed with the same emblem in front of it that Ronax opened the vault with. You are 60 feet away from each other.
She just kind of like puts her hands up like, what the fuck, bro?
1 second goes by.
Turns around and goes, "Oh, I should have. My bad. Is there anything that seems to be causing this that I
2
can
seconds
look for?"
go by. It would seem that this tower and all of the metallic corpses all about it is acting as some sort of electrical field from the thunder overhead, almost causing this magnetic storm. And if some source of energy lies within it. Xavier, make a dexterity thing, Joe.
Oh my. Rodax turns around and as Xavier is sitting there, she just shouts, "Depend! He's doing something stupid again!"
He really pokes her head out. What?
I'll step. I was trying to look for something that was causing all this. Anything I could dispel was why. I was going in.
not within this range at all. No. But you do take 33 points of lightning damage. Halved because you did succeed the save. You watch streaks of lightning rush by, and immediately the floor jolts up with electricity, and you feel yourself just shocked to the bone. But you manage to jump up in time to where that goes out. So 33 halved to how much would that be?
16.
16, yeah. 16 points of lightning damage.
I'll look around. If anything doesn't stand out as particularly helpful, I'll just teleport back.
Okay. Appear right back.
Does nothing stand out as helpful or useful?
No, not out here, no. Is that like the storm surrounds the tower, and the tower draws lightning down from the sky and disperses it through the ground, is what you catch of it so far.
Yeah, that wasn't helpful.
That looked quite painful, actually.
I've been through worse. I'm fine.
Was that Misty Step or Dimension Door?
Thunderstep.
Okay. Only 2 third level spells then.
Yeah.
Only 2.
You see, Aiden walks up and says, how do we get over this? And I suppose if we're fast enough, we could probably make our way through during the intervals, but we'd have to get that door open.
You said that it looks the same as the vault chamber?
Yeah.
So I have to breathe fire into it?
No, you just have to be able to tap the medallion onto it.
Okay.
Amablis was also peeping with Nepenthe, and then as soon as she saw what happened to Xavier, she is going to take her journal out and she's going to beg Chesterbury to tell us what to do.
Make a persuasion check.
But I'm gonna have to go, guys.
Yeah, we'll finish up here soon, very soon.
Book.
11. Your voice of reason reaches out
And the journal does not reply. You gather something's stopping him from communicating with you at this time. Because if he could, he would have. But yeah. Are there any solutions anybody would like to apply? Or is it going to be a test of speed?
Over the storm, I'm going to shout, "All are ready handles." He tried tuning them. I assume
You
not.
lagged out a little bit there.
I assume that the actual solution is we need to get Ronax to the door.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it can be a test of speed, or if you have some way of like you gather influencing the terrain somehow to like get into that without getting just blasted with electricity, because the electric shocks are largely localized on the floor.
I can teleport or turn someone into a bird.
Ooh.
I can fly.
You just give the amulet to Akil and he could fly over and open it.
She would not.
Levitate?
Yeah, I got levitate, polymorph, teleport, literally any option.
Also,
I'm
you
just
gather if you want to brute force this. If you think you're fast enough to cover 60 feet within 2 seconds and open the door, you can certainly try.
Another one.
I can do only in 3 seconds, not 60 seconds. Wait, I can do in 2 seconds actually, because I have step out of wind and action to dash. So I can cover around 120, 180 feet in 6 seconds.
Ronax reaches her hand out to Xavier. Can you teleport again?
Yep.
Well, let's be on our way then.
Alright, so how
I
is
teleport.
each person getting there?
Well, I feel like it makes sense for us to open the door first so that people who want to
Yeah.
run across can just run straight in rather than have to wait outside like Xavier is doing.
Alrighty. So you expend the teleport and the both of you vanish in blue light and appear right before the door.
She's gonna put the amulet up to it.
Plink! Electricity comes to a pause. 1 second goes by. Plink! Plink, 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 plink! Doesn't seem to be opening up. 2 seconds go by. Electricity starts to discharge up from the ground. And as you feel hair standing up on end, in that moment of desperation, as it's about to shock, the door lights up with blue energy. And opens up. Both of you make dexterity checks for me.
I shove Ronax in.
Okay, Ronax, we'll say with shove.
When he shoves, I grab his hand and pull him in.
Okay, we'll say that gives you both advantage. Then make dexterity, just straight dexterity.
Check or save?
We'll say save, just cause
Thank
because
you again.
I already rolled save. 12. On the sort of the end of getting into that door, your tail gets stung slightly by electricity. You take 8 points of lightning damage as the sort of end of your tail, Ronax, gets burned up. But the two of you make it safely inside now. Door is open.
Ow! Oh, by the gods. I do not like electricity.
I don't know. It kind of tingles. I don't know. I kind of like it.
I'm delighted that you like it so. In this format, I am not partial to it.
He does that thing where he just shakes his whole body. Turns around. I think we're good.
Alright.
Do you guys need help?
To the rest of you, Akil,
Yeah.
since you can fly, you can make your way in safely. What about Amabilis, Nepenthe, and Ness?
Is there any way of turning off the lightning?
No!
Is there anything in here?
Make a perception check.
Can I assist?
Yes, absolutely. Advantage. 19. You see one panel. Seems to be like some sort of flat sandstone podium, almost in the center of the room. You don't know what it does, but you can approach it if you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go up to it with him.
It's a flat panel. Make an Arcana check, Ronax. Xavier as well if you want to. 8. 20. I mean, to Ronax, worth a try, right? Xavier, with the lightning storm that's going on, you don't think a simple activation panel is going to disable the electricity. Likely you're gonna have to disable the source of power within this place for the whole, like, magnetic field around it to stop. Which is way deeper in.
Okay.
Yeah,
nothing.
Can Akil carry Arabilis in? Because that's she's a lot lighter than him. So it's just me and Nepenthe.
Yes.
Well, I have and how much ground do we have to cover? It's about 60 feet, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have something that can help for me, like
Nepenthe can teleport him.
Yeah, oh yeah, so she has Blessing of the Raven Queen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is 30 feet.
Yeah, and she can make a dash for the rest of it.
Okay, so what we can both do then is wait for the right time, start running, and then I can Misty Step.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, well, easy 30, just for fun. Make a dexterity check for that last dash in. So are you dashing in then teleporting, or are you teleporting then dashing?
Dashing then teleporting.
Okay,
so that our timing doesn't have to be as perfect.
Yeah. We'll call this actually for the first portion of that dash, athletics check from both of you.
That's a 21.
Awesome. 26 from the pen. So both of you run, dash, and appear inside. Rolls around, being fine. The electricity outside discharges once more. Akil and Amabilis, you both make it inside just fine. You see Aiden shout out from behind you, "Don't worry about me, I'll keep the big guy safe." And with that, you have managed to make your way into the ruins of Eridum proper. The panel before you, Ronax. Is Vorax outside, or has he followed you in?
I don't see any way that we could have brought him in.
Okay, plus he's...
Oh, well, the portable hole, actually, because we agreed that he could fit in there.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh, well, I'll allow that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you empty him out at this stage, inside the ruins?
Yeah.
You see, Vorax.
Never on the portal.
Yeah, just tumbling out.
Jump in.
His eyes glow a sort of light blue and then orange as this light scans throughout these ruins. In a sense of wonder and amazement, his eyes connect with the sort of podium that stands before you, Ronax.
And then these hologram images flash from in front of his eyes, like what happened in Arik's Shaft. This dragonborn female in a sort of researcher's coat and attire. No time! Go now!
And everybody sees this now.
Yeah. Do you do anything to the podium in front of you?
Yeah, I'm gonna pump a little arcane energy into it.
As you touch these sort of like connecting, like Emiya as he reinforces something, these like arcane lines of energy just throughout, and it's like glowing green, and it emanates upwards from the root, and an image sparks up, a hologram atop this podium, the same female dragonborn figure, red skin, green eyes, slender form. As she says, "My name is Vaela Namenis, a lead researcher of Eridam. We exist in a time of war and turmoil. My husband and I, along with our team, have conducted studies in achieving the Magnum Opus, a device to save our people and win the war. As we speak, Siphanian soldiers and Colossi fight back the armies of Nox from these very lands. No matter what our mission may be, we must persevere." And within this like tall form of this female dragonborn, you hear almost emanating from behind, like the cry of a baby. She turns back behind, says, "Arax, hold her still for a second, would you?" And you hear this male masculine voice shout back, echoing through this hologram that plays out before you. "Dear, it's already past her bedtime. Do you not think it would be best to leave the recording for tomorrow?" Confounded, really. "I shall leave my notes lying around. Understanding the world requires the lenses of scholarly knowledge, for nothing new can be uncovered without the right curiosity. If you, visitor, have indeed reached Eridam, then explore what the pinnacle of our people have founded, right here, in the center of the kingdom of Sif." And she smiles and bows. "I'm coming, Arax! Hold her still." She turns around and runs. The hologram runs into the darkness of the ruins and flickers and fades. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Ooh.
You're muted, Joe.
That's interesting.
There you go. Roy, you have to go, yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, sorry for holding you late. Have a good day, my guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye, Roy.
Yes.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you to those who on Steam stream for joining us. We'll see you next week for session 41. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay stream.